What's up, you guys? So lately, Marques Houston has been in the news for again marrying his wife, who is 19 years, at least 19 to 20 years younger than him. It's in the news again. It was in the news cycle when he married her about 2 years ago, and it's in the news cycle again because he did an interview and basically said that women his age, which is 41, have too much baggage, and that a woman that is a single mother is a red flag to him. He made these really wild statements that sound like they're from the manosphere. To be honest with you guys, I don't talk about all that type of content over here, like the manosphere and all of that dating content. I don't talk about that on this channel, but I do recognize it when I hear it. So when he was saying women who are single mothers are red flags and older women who are not married are red flags, like I know where it's coming from. We all know where it's coming from. But now his former bandmate, Romeo from Immature, is calling him out and saying that he does not agree that women that are single mothers are red flags. He's saying he does not agree. So let's get into it, you guys. So this comes from an interview that Marques Houston did with Page Six. That's where he made all of these comments about women his age.
Don't have enough. And they're so interested in me and interested in my wife and so interested, but what can we create so what we can run with? Because he doesn't give us anything, you know? So I think that's a lot of the reason why people make up stuff too, because they just can't get it from me.
But don't part of you want to say, well, damn, at least she's black. That's a black woman I'm married.
You know what I'm saying? And that's true. Like I like all through the Immature days, we would have light-skinned girls in our videos like, why can't you get a sister? Why can't you get a black girl? And then it's like, oh, y'all only like skinny girl. And it's just like, the plus size women was coming out. And I'm just like, man, I just can't catch a break. But it might be true because everybody thought I was their husband. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm taken. And, Maya got me. So, I mean.
Oh my God, I never heard that. I never heard that everyone thought Marques Houston was their husband. I never heard that.
If you want to be jealous, you can be jealous. But, just love me. Watch the movies, watch the entertainment, just watch my life from a distance. I married a sister and she's beautiful and smart and talented and she's caring and loving and she's everything that I saw myself being in a relationship with.
Right.
And when you look at a person's qualities, like I was talking to one of my friends and I was saying, yeah, okay, I'm 41, right? She's 22. I could have married a 41-year-old woman and it could have been disastrous. They could have felt like, because I'll sit and talk to women and women that are my age, and they kind of have a different outlook on life. A lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman. And I'm very in that generation, like the old days, I would never want to be with a woman that felt like, oh, I don't need you, or I don't, what I'm saying, like that. So, and there's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age, and they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not. It's just there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life, and this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
So, what was your red flags like when you like dating through all through how I know you probably met like some of the most beautiful women in the world. What was some like red flags like, nope, you're out. Nope, like a red flag is like, I'm done. Next.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against single women, single mothers with children. I respect them. I love them. I feel like that's one of the toughest jobs, to raise a child and to also raise a child by yourself and to be a woman. 100% tip my hat, respect to the women that are raising children on their own. But just with me, for when I grew up, I never really wanted kids. And, I would talk to my dad a lot and he would always tell me, look, have your own kids because you never want to have, you don't know what the baby daddy's about. So, if you're going to have kids, make sure as a woman that they never had kids before, you can have your own. So I kind of like stuck to that. So that was always my red flag. But then that's a personal choice.
Right.
That was my personal red flag. And a woman with an attitude, like I don't like women with attitudes, with funky attitudes that, and, my wife is complete opposite of that. She's so sweet. Like everybody that meets her falls in love with her. She's a people person. She loves everybody. She loves my whole family. She embraced my lifestyle. And that was another thing. A red flag for me was a woman that didn't embrace my lifestyle, because I have a huge life. You know, I have all these people that I know that are my family. I have all this extended family. I have a career. I'm always gone. I'm always busy. And to find a woman that could embrace all of that and say, "Bring it on," that was a deal for me.
So we learned a lot in that interview. We learned that he felt like he was a heartthrob. And I actually don't remember girls loving Marques Houston like that. Like when he was in Immature, I remember him being the lead singer, but I just don't remember people loving him and thinking that he was their husband. But he's saying basically women grew up crushing on him. And that's why when they see him with a younger woman, they're mad about it. That is news to me, you guys. And I report the news, but that's news to me. But anyway, his former bandmate Romeo, the one who used to wear a patch over his eye, came out and addressed a lot of the things, a lot of the red flag manosphere things that Marques Houston said. So this is what Romeo looks like now. The damage to his eye, like when he was wearing that eye patch, it wasn't like Left Eye who was just wearing the eye patch. He actually had real damage, and he opened up and said that the rumor is true. Brandy really did damage his eye. So you can see this is Romeo. He has both eyes out, but that eye is definitely damaged. And he's pretty active on Instagram. And on Instagram is where he made this post addressing Marques Houston. He said, "It's unfortunate that in the moment of mourning and grieving my brother, I would have to speak on statements that I do not agree with. But as a member of Immature, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies in regards to the insensitive statements made by my former group member, Marques Houston. We were raised by a tribe of strong, independent women who face hardships we will never fully understand. Women today have enough battles to endure, including the policing of their bodies, equal pay in the workplace, and beauty standards. It is never okay to degrade one group of women in order to praise another. Black women in particular are often on the receiving end of the constant negative stereotypes they fight against daily. As an adolescent group of the 90s, we did not fully understand the concept of colorism in the entertainment industry and never intentionally isolated any particular group of women in our music videos. We would be nothing without the loyal fans who have stood by us for 3 decades, some who happen to now be hardworking single mothers. As artists, it has always been important to us that the content of our music and who we represent as men would never disrespect women, especially women of color, and his views do not reflect those of the group." And then he signed it Rome, death before dishonor. So, you guys, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Rome's response. I feel like this is grown man talk. Like, I feel like an immature man would say what Marques Houston said about women his age being red flags and having baggage. I feel like that's the talk of an immature man. And I do feel like Marques Houston is somewhat childish. That's my personal opinion. I've always had that opinion of him. He's never given me grown man vibes. Like, he never looked to me like he could handle it. If y'all know what I'm saying, Marques Houston has never looked like he could handle it to me. So I'm not surprised to hear what he said. And I was not surprised to see him marry a teenager because he doesn't look like he could handle a woman his age. But leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this situation. You guys know I like to do a lot of throwbacks, a lot of the 90s and 2000s type of tea. So I figured I'd cover the story, even though I hate even repeating what Marques Houston said. But y'all leave a comment and share your thoughts about it. As always, thanks for watching.